Hello, this is Rick Sorensen, Superintendent of Schools for Putnam County. I want to give you a daily briefing for today, September 9th, about Hurricane Irma. I just want to remind you about our shelter locations. We are opening shelters at 1 p.m. today, and I just want to review the locations of those shelters. First of all, our special needs shelter is housed at Kelly Smith Elementary. Our pet-friendly shelter is located at Aquila Elementary. We also have a shelter at Interlochen Elementary, QI Roberts Junior Senior High School, Middleton Burney Elementary School, and Browning Pierce Elementary School. Also want to point out we do have an additional shelter that's being opened today, and that is not at a school facility. It will be located at PRC, the building at PRC, which is located at 7220 PRC Way. And that's just off St. John's Avenue on the west side of Putnam. And that will be a pet-friendly shelter as well. So again, if you have trouble getting into one of the other shelters, that is an additional shelter that we provided. And once again, those are open at 1 p.m. today. And just a reminder, you need to bring items to sleep on. We will provide food, but any other comforted items need to be provided by you and your family. So this time we have some other people here that are going to share some pertinent information, and I'll come back and wrap it up in just a minute.
Good afternoon, Sheriff Gator Deloach coming to you from the EOC. Just a couple of quick reminders to follow up on what Superintendent Sorensen just covered. There are several shelters that are accommodating special needs, as he alluded to. The shelter at Aquila specifically is for pets and registered sexual offenders and predators. That is the only shelter available in the county where sexual offenders and predators will be allowed to be housed in a separate, segregated area from those with their pets and family. We encourage everyone who intends to seek shelter under the mandate or the evacuation plan to seek shelter if you are in a low-lying area or reside in a mobile home, and we encourage you to seek shelter as soon as possible, preferably by dark tonight. We anticipate by tomorrow morning we'll begin to experience some high winds that could preclude you from actually seeking shelter. Just as a follow-up also, the County Commission has enacted a curfew at my request. The curfew will begin Sunday at 8 p.m. and is designed as a crime reduction measure and to keep the roads clear for emergency personnel. This curfew applies to all foot and vehicular traffic, but does not apply to those that are mandated by their employers to come into work who work in critically essential functions. If you live in a residential area, please be prepared to show identification if you reside in that particular area, and deputies will use extreme caution when enforcing the curfew. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Quinn Romay, Chief of Fire and EMS, along Ryan Simpson, the Emergency Management Director is here also. We just want to reiterate what Mr. Sorensen and the Sheriff have said. Also, just to let you know, we are fully staffed in all of the public safety arenas, fire, EMS, law enforcement. We've got all of our staff on. They will be on until the hurricane is behind us or past us, and we are ready to take care of whatever situation comes about. I do want to say, though, as the Sheriff mentioned, you need to be where you're going by dark tonight. Don't be out on the road. We're going to have debris, we're going to have flying trees, all that kind of stuff down on the roads, which would make it very hazardous and potentially impassable in areas. We're going to work and do our best to cover all of the 911 calls, but at some point in time it may become necessary to pull our resources off the road for their safety's sake. So we are asking and imploring you not to be out on the roads and during the storm sightseeing, because you certainly could find yourself in harm's way. Thank you.
Okay. Ryan, do you have anything else?
Thank you. I would like to make certain that everyone takes this storm very, very seriously. I would also like to touch on the fact that if you would like to obtain information from the Putnam County Emergency Operations Center, please register your contact preferences at www.putnamalert.com. Thank you.
Let me add one additional thing if I can. The EOC has been activated for the last 3 days. The EOC is activated 24 hours a day until this storm gets past us. The number you need to call if you have a question and want to talk to somebody, call 329-1904. Again, 329-1904. We have a call center set up here with folks staffing it that can either has the information or can get the information to do that. Please do not call us just to say your power's out. We do, and we'll have power representatives out. You know, the power companies do know and have the ability to track the outages and all of that. But if you get into a situation where you have a question or something we can certainly help you answer, please don't hesitate to call us.
And just to wrap up, the number that Quinn gave you is going to be on your screen. For any information, call that number. And we will be coming back on again tomorrow for another update. But just to let you know, just to reiterate, the wind should be picking up tonight. I would urge you to check your local weather stations, internet, whatever source you have, to keep track of the weather conditions. But this storm should be being visible starting later tonight and on in tomorrow. So if you're going to a shelter, you need to go ahead and do so as soon as possible before dark. Thank you, and we will be back with you tomorrow about the same time. Thank you.